bars got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worry slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worry slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh, we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worry slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
I swear there's now like 4 different listings for the same microphone. I don't know what's wrong with my computer here, but you should be hearing me now. I apologize, my friends. Thank you very much, Netter of Netter's Network, on the intercom, letting me know that I was not being heard. I apologize. Well, there's a WTF for you. What the hell's wrong with my mic? But welcome. We are at the midweek point of the week, and we're halfway through it. Looking forward to the weekend. So let's get to all of your comments. I'm now behind because I'm here babbling, and you're not even hearing me. WTF awaits us, Liquid Lunchers. Have a great stream, Troy. Yes, WTF. Neither good nor bad. It's just something that I've scene that kind of had me scratching my bald head and trying to wonder what's going on with this. Could be good, could be bad, could be both. Hail Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube and Fluff Chick Productions. Wonderful Blue Wrench. Greetings, greetings. Speaking of greetings, Snortapoopas Q Burr, my favorite Ursa Major, says, "How humans and other critters." There you go. Yes, I'm not going to assume how anyone identifies, but thank you so much. Snortapoopas. That's hard to say. Snortapoopas Q Burr. So glad that you are here. Jonathan Conroy says, "Hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show." Yes, please do all of those things. And good afternoon to you as well, Jonathan Conroy. Mark Melnikoff says, "Mech paw, it is lunchtime. Hail hydration. Hail hydration." Even the DOJ heard Troy's talks about staying hydrated and has been serving some freshly squeezed lemonade. Don't be a lemon head. Like, share, subscribe, become a member. Well, I can tell you that this do nothing DOJ is going to do nothing as long as pay for play Pam Bondi is in charge there. So don't expect a lot of squeezing to be happening of the Lemon age. There she is, my the show's savior today. Thank you so much, Netter of Netters Network, calling me the love of her life because she is the love of mine. She says, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member, gift a membership. Yes, I am. We did so well last year, getting to 100 members by the end of the year. And we're off to a good start at the new goal of 200 members, by the end of the year. If every member were to gift one gifted membership to a random person, you would hit that goal immediately. Now, I know not all my members actually watch every stream to even hear that message, but it's just a thought. It's just a vision. It's just an idea to get out there for you. Wallace Lang says, "Hail, good to see you, my friend. Always, always good to see you." Guys all saying hi to each other, which I love to see. What trips you have planned, Troy? Well, the only trip that I have planned is in March to MegaCon. I'll talk more about the specifics on that in case you want to meet up with me there. That'll be coming in the next month or two. Gosh, actually, the time's going so fast. I'm going to have to do that before the end of the month. Let you guys all know what our itinerary is. Thanks for reminding me. I will get that put together for all of you. Geek Flag with Nate Knows says, like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. And if you were going to gift a membership, if you were going to gift a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership instead and make our family grow? That is a thought. Yes, thank you very much for that idea. And then he says, "Hey to everybody." And it looks like we are all caught up on the chitty chats. Unless someone else pops in, or if I didn't say hi to you, and I really wish that I had, make sure that you, if you're lurking, let me know so I can say hi to you. But let me go ahead and bring up my shared screen with this is not, and that's my icon from last night. Great Mystery Tuesday. Mystery Tuesday doesn't quite work in the alliteration, but it is the mystery night because you have and I think I'm going to have to work with deleted scenes to brand that Tuesday this way, because we have the mystery movie night on a deleted scenes channel. We have the Twin Peaks retrospective, which of course is the mystery of who killed Laura Palmer, and the greatest detective ever, Sherlock Holmes. So it's a mystery night uh, on the Last Call Sphere. Yes, you're absolutely right. Jeremy Brett is the best Holmes ever. Make sure you tune in next Tuesday for the Red-Headed League. Elementary Tuesday. I like it. It's not quite an alliteration, but that hard T in the middle of elementary does work. Like I said, I'll talk to Deleted and see how we want to brand that and whatnot. But actually, before I even bring up what I have to share, I want to bring this up because it's actually a great pivot point. Geek Flag with Nate Knows says Starfleet Academy shows its first episode on YouTube, and despite being a major brand of a major network, the views topped out at about a little over 1,300, and I have one of my shorts at 1,403. Yeah, it's true, and I've got shorts that have gone over 2,000 and whatnot. A lot of us in the so-called new media get more views than what Starfleet Academy is doing. So all the press junkets that they've been doing and all the rah-rahs that they're trying to bolster, not working so much. But here's a WTF from last week about this when it first released. Everyone was reacting to it, and of all people, this one kind of is surprising. Let me hit the share here so you guys know what I'm looking at. Stephen Miller, who is not someone you usually would go to for pop culture commentary, and I've got my issues with him as well, so don't yes, I know I'm sharing without sound because you don't need to hear me echoing by my sharing another screen. He is referencing the new Starfleet Academy. He says, tragic, but it's not too late for Paramount Plus to save the franchise. Step 1, reconcile with William Shatner and give him total control. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those instances where things look better by comparison to the modern day, and you put William Shatner in charge, and I look at Star Trek V, and I go, "That's what happens when you put William Shatner in charge." But Star Trek V doesn't look so bad by comparison to anything Kurtzman Trek related at all. So it's really not a bad suggestion. Nerdrotic beat this episode with a Spock figure. Gutfeld called it out. Oh my gosh, is that what happened? Because I had heard he had put up a using as an icon I think it was Art Asylum, uh, 7 or 8 inch Spock action figure, highly articulated, not saying anything, and I got to go look that up because that really is funny. I watched it. It made my brain ache, not to mention all of the gatekeeping against fans that hate it from the cast members. Yeah, they keep doubling down on the same losing strategy. This is a classic case of show by committee. Committee of morons is what it is. I wouldn't even say, a room full of chimpanzees, punching at computers. That would be giving them way too much credit. But what is most interesting, yeah, that's it. Starfleet Academy 90210, exactly. And even it's even more cringe than that, to be honest with you. But what's even more interesting than Stephen Miller's tweet here was that he tagged William Shatner, and William Shatner responded and said, "I am so on the same page with you, Stephen Miller." I'm assuming he means specifically what he's saying here. I wouldn't imagine he's in agreement with everything that Stephen Miller says. But the fact that they have not cured hyperopia in the 32nd century. Let me scroll down, see if that, whoops, didn't mean for that to happen. Oh, look, there's Joe's Atmosphere sharing out the stream. Thank you so much, Joe's Atmosphere, and the chat's getting away from me because I was about to pull up your comment. Ha ha ha! Let the copium flow through you. Wait, wrong franchise. Forgot this is Stardate 902. Stardate 90210. I like that very much. But yeah, little Joe's Atmosphere inception. I hit a wrong button, but just showing you that he is sharing out the stream for me because he is so wonderful. But what I wanted to do was scroll up so that we could continue reading his Kirk's comments, William Shatner's comments. The fact that they have not cured hyperopia in the 32nd century is an abysmal oversight on the writers. Also, Paramount Plus needs to up the budget because I'm sure that a well-oiled organization like Starfleet in the distant future could afford more than one pair of glasses for at least this hyperoptic bridge crew. Do they pass the glasses around while piloting the ship? Shame on the line producers. That is what you meant, right? I am ready to assume command of the series. I am kind of surprised that he focused on the hyperopia of people wearing, like, and this, of course, he's speaking to his own character because in the 23rd century, he, of course, has hyperopia. Kirk does. And his birthday gift from McCoy is a pair of glasses. They even took the time in Star Trek 3 to explain that although hyperopia is treatable in the 23rd century with, what was it, like Retinoc 5, I think was the drug. And he says, normally I would just prescribe Retinoc 5. Well, I'm allergic to Retinoc 5. That's why I didn't prescribe it to you, and that's why I give you this gift. So presumably one would think that by the gajillionth century that the Discovery jumped to, they would have found a cure for the hyperopia altogether, or a way around the reaction to Retinox 5. But see, they don't bother paying attention to the actual lore of their own shows. But it's not just hyperopia. It's like also hyperthyroidism that apparently plagues hybrid Klingon Jem'Hadar and hard light hologram characters. Apparently, I mean, you're a hologram. You could be anything you want. You turn into the chocolate Pillsbury dough girl. I don't really understand that one at all. Starfleet Academy is taking a beating, and well deserved. It's pure crap. I think that the partnership of Rod Roddenberry and William Shatner would be far better than either one alone running the. You make a great point, especially because Shatner does talk about the budget and the production value and stuff. And Rod Roddenberry is really out there with those. I hesitate to call them fan films, but these little projects that he did, one of which included William Shatner with the de-aging and all that kind of stuff. The Death of Spock thing was really, really well done. And it took the technology that we have to the extreme. to the point where if you didn't know better, you would not know that wasn't Leonard Nimoy having, filmed that before he died or something. Seriously. JJ and Kurtzman's Star Trek make the episode Spock's brain look like Shakespeare. JJ had some serious missteps, but at least he had the decency to make it very clear that it was a separate universe. Kurtzman really tried to make you believe this was Prime Trek. And I'm like, Prime Trek doesn't mean what you think it means. You keep using that phrase. I don't think it means what you think it means. Finally got to Wrath, the first two. Starfleet Academy episodes. Rated a B grade on each, but the crossbred aliens made my brain hurt. This is basically Deep Space Nine 2.0 to me and Suzanne. Yeah, you don't like Deep Space Nine. I don't know how to help you. Deep Space Nine gave us a lot of great Klingon lore, so the Klingons really like Deep Space Nine. It also gave the Klingons a chance to flex against the Jem'Hadar, so apparently someone was flexing against the Jem'Hadar to make Fatty Mick girl boss on this show. Let's see. The captain disrespecting the chair scene pissed me off. In fact, no. You know what? It's not even disrespecting the chair. You're disrespecting yourself. Because when you sit in a captain's chair, you sit up straight, you command respect, right? By her sitting all slunched over like this, reading a book, like, some sort of an introverted millennial, that does not command respect. That commands derision. That commands WTF. I'm not taking orders from you. If I speak loudly enough, you'll cower away and I can just take over the ship. That's what it tells people. Jonathan Frakes is directing episode 9 of the series later on. The guy has to work, right? He wants to make money. Yeah, Retinox. That's what it was. They must have come up with something pretty soon after Star Trek 3. Kirk never wore glasses again. That's a good point. That is a good point. Of course, he couldn't because he sold the glasses. Sorry, I wasn't in the chat. Was on my way to a doctor's appointment. That's absolutely fair, Connie. Like I'm always saying, take care of yourself. Put your health as a priority. I think Spock's brain gets too much hate. Yeah, especially when you consider the backstory for how the show how that particular episode happened. You're willing to give him a little bit of grace. Curtis Selby, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. It is lunchtime. Welcome. Let's see here. Saying hi to each other, which is always wonderful to see. Alex Kurtzman's new Trek is as DEI woke garbage as Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars is racial leftist wacko feminism. Yes, true. Apparently it is also Kurtzman realizing that he's done. It's over. And so he was going to double, triple, quadruple down so that he could say, I'm resisting. What you're really doing is committing career suicide and throwing a tantrum like a child. But yes, exactly. Paramount needs to tighten the reins on this BS. As of now, Trek is a zombie franchise. It's dead, Jim. Yeah. There is a book out that I have been wanting to read. I haven't read yet. I think it's called like Trek of the Living Dead or something like that. And it's a story about a zombie outbreak that hits, told from the point of view of people that are at a Star Trek convention when it happens. Just waiting for the fentanyl zombie memes for this. I know. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you're going to jump that far into the future, you need to start thinking about, you need a truly visionary, science-based author, someone like an Asimov, to imagine what things would be like 1,000 years in the future. You couldn't even get the difference between the 22nd century and the 23rd century and the 24th century. You completely screwed it up from the beginning. And then you jump 1,000 years in the future, and I don't see anything where technology or culture has progressed at all. It's ridiculous. It is the worst storytelling, putting all the DEI bullshit aside. With all of Alex Kurtzman's failures, the entire television franchise of Star Trek, the Man Who Fell to Earth series, and the Clarice series, every single one a colossal failure. I didn't know there was a Man Who Fell to Earth series. I'm glad I didn't know, because I liked that movie, and I would have probably been hurt by the series. It doesn't help confidence, Troy, when a female Jem'Hadar Klingon crossbreed purchases Jaden, the emotionally challenged. Is that really his name, Jaden? I thought someone was making a Jaden Smith joke about that. But if that's really his name, oh my God. The emotionally challenged Klingon across the room, yeah. Night of the Trekkies, that's what it was. I said Trek of the Living Dead, didn't I? Well, whatever. You knew what I meant, Big Al. And there's 2 female aliens from Sharon in each episode. Yeah, and apparently there's a male out there somewhere too. For a race that was 2 males, and that was all that was left of their race. Again, they don't even understand. And yes, they could backpedal and go, oh, well, they did this and they did that. And well, there was some off world. And no, you don't even understand the episode if you try to do that. You completely undermine the entire social messaging of the old Trek. Remember, these are the same people saying Trek was always woke. It always had social messaging in it. Well, you're trying to undo all the social messaging that you're trying to champion. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, you people. Seriously. We won't even talk about the shameful conduct of the so-called Klingon in this. What a cowardly patach. Yeah, I won't watch it. I will not. Because what a waste of time it would be for me. Because it is non-canon. It is not Star Trek. It is Star Trek in name only. I have more important things to be doing, like, editing videos and getting content ready for you guys. I enjoy that so much more. It's his real character name. So they pretty much memed themselves with that, because everybody that I know of that hears Jaden thinks Jaden Smith, who basically could have been cast in that role very easily. The 2 remaining male Sharon aliens maybe were asexual. Yeah. Well, if they were asexual, they wouldn't be reproducing, would they? And the other thing was, they were going to spend the rest of their time trying to kill each other. So one or both of them was going to end up dead at the other's hands anyway. J. Den Crag? That's not how Klingon names work. Oh, God. I was watching an interview with Robin Curtis about her being in Star Trek 765874 Unification, in which Saavik was standing with her and Spock's son. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And I loved that's good fan service where it acknowledges a fan theory, you know? Anyway. Part of me would like to know more about the relationship between Spock and Savick, and another part of me kind of really doesn't. Maybe Commissioner Bella and Lokai made up and had some weird form of Sharon snoo snoo. Yeah, but I can't imagine it would result in any offspring. Not to mention the bottleneck of genetic diversity. That might explain it. If all of these 90210 characters are all like inbred because they there was such a cultural bottleneck, that would explain a whole lot of things. Anyway, I'll get back to your comments on this. I'm kind of enjoying kind of tearing down Star Trek, and it seems like you guys are too. Let's do that again in exactly 3 minutes. Be right back.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together.
This week on Netter's Network, if you love a good yarn, you'll love who Netter's sitting down with. Storyman Jack fashions original audio stories of all genres and talks about how to write for the would-be author. Join them this Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netter's Network.
This week, on Saturday Night at the Movies, a death row guard learns that a gentle giant in his charge possesses a mysterious gift. Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan star in this deep, compelling, and emotional narrative by Stephen King. It's The Green Mile. This Saturday at a special time, 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Netter's Network.
In a world where nearly all the entertainment is remakes, reboots, and rehashes of older properties, maybe it's worth it to get some commentary from people who experienced it all when it was novel and fresh. Catch Boomer and Pacelli on Geeky Geezers every Sunday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Exterminate!
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, the Superfans are presenting Part 2 of Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me, Teresa Banks, and the Last Days of Laura Palmer, the fan edit of Fire Walk With Me interspersed with the missing pieces. Join us to watch live off-platform and hear the commentary on deleted scenes and affiliates, Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
This week on Last Call presents the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. What seems at first to be a harmless prank played upon a red-headed man is soon revealed to be much more. A sinister scheme devised by the Napoleon of crime. How will Holmes unravel the machinations of the Red-Headed League? We'll find out this Tuesday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
We now return to our liquid lunch.
Going back to what Snortopoopus was saying, I would like to do a meme, and I may or may not get around to it, but what I'd like to do is, one of those how it started and how it's going. How it started. You have that shot of Bella and Lokai fighting, right? Let this be your last battlefield. Only 2 remaining Sharon, and then how it's going, and then you got those 2 girls and the guy and whatnot that they've done in Kurtzman Trek. Somehow they survived, and then do the Jem'Hadar from the Charge of the Light Brigade episode, where all male, non-reproductive race, and then cutting to whatever this is, and then doing that shot of the women, women, on the bridge, one of whom I'm not sure, isn't Nathan Lane, and saying, what do you expect from people who don't even know what a woman is and how reproduction works? Just saying. Ote, Kali, and Mignana all had great fan film series and way better than any new Trek spinoff. So you wait, people. Between that and what Rod Roddenberry is doing, and some of the Star Wars shorts that I'm seeing that are being done with AI, a combination of all of these talents could make incredible stuff. There's some slop out there by people that don't know what they're doing, but there is great potential. And it's very democratizing because this is stuff that we now can do. Jem'Hadar Klingon reminds me of Enemy Mines when she speaks. Louis Gossett Jr., she ain't. I love that movie, and I loved Louis Gossett Jr. They very well must have drawn inspiration from that, because remember, Louis Gossett Jr.'s alien character was hermaphroditic, and he was he turned out to have been pregnant and gave birth. So yeah, I kind of feel like they were trying to rip that off. But even when they rip something off, they do it badly. The AI blonde female bot reminds me of a younger Marilyn Monroe or the current Sydney Sweeney. There you go. Belt Loops. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you could join us today. Just stopped in to say hello and hit the like button. I appreciate that. See, that's encouraging to me. Even just that is a wonderful thing, and I appreciate it. In Starfleet Academy, they established that after the burn, rules were in disarray and food was scarce for some reason. So why are there so many fat people in the Federation and Starfleet? That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point. There should be a lot of starvation. And like I said, when you suddenly, when you have this galactic infrastructure, right? And then suddenly every planet is now cut off from every other. Understand what that means. If you can't move at faster than light speeds, it would take you, from your standpoint, it would take you years to get to another star, the closest star system at sublight speeds. But given relativistic speeds, it would still take you hundreds of years, just to get to the next planet. So what ends up happening is each planet system becomes isolated, and you only have resources of that planet. You only have the population of that planet. And like I said, that could result in horrible bottlenecks. Could also result in starvation on some planets, because some of those planets were not terraformed to start growing crops. They relied on replicators. I'm not sure why replicators would cease to work if dilithium doesn't exist. I think they think that dilithium is what powers all of the energy needs in the Federation. When they had fusion in the 23rd century, that's what impulse drives ran on. They say hitting the like button triggers the algorithms. Yes, it absolutely does, and I appreciate that. And you like the hat, yes. This is not the hat that I started with. The hat that I started with was almost identical, and it was my grandfather's hat, and I wanted to retire it because it was my grandfather's hat. I want to take care of it. So Netter had this one imported for me. It's really, really comfortable. Yes, it is. It's a Trilby specifically, but yes, that is a type of fedora. You should get the book Star Trek Vulcan's Heart. I have it, by Joseph Sherman and Susan Schwartz, about Spock returning to Vulcan to marry Saavik and raise their son together. It's interesting. I'll have to check that out. I wonder if that timeline would line up such that I believe in the episode Sarek, Picard says something about having met Sarek at the wedding of his son. And they don't specify. We assume they mean Spock and not the one you only see in that Star Trek 5. I don't remember. Sybok. Yeah, we assume it was Spock and not Sybok. And who was Spock marrying? Yeah, interesting. For fan films, don't forget the Starship Exeter. Yeah, I have them all on DVD. Seems like I've asked that before. I'm in Mississippi, Florence. Oh, okay. There you go. And knowing what a woman is or how reproduction works is not a requirement for being a Supreme Court justice. Well, I want somebody to take all of the cases in front of that have come before Jackson and do clips of every time she says, "I'm struggling to understand. I don't understand. Can you explain to me?" And somebody that I was listening to who's on the Supreme Court bar, who gets to see these cases live. They don't broadcast them; they only broadcast the audio of them. Says that every time Ketanji Jackson starts to speak, Clarence Thomas takes off his glasses and does this, and then leans back in his chair until she stops talking. Then he sits back up and puts his glasses back on. It's like, there's got to be, you got to have decorum during court sessions, but I've got to believe there have been times in deliberation where he would just say, "Would you shut the F up, woman? Go back to effing law school, you dumb bitch." Because you literally have lawyers explaining very basic legal precepts to a Supreme Court judge who can't understand. She even said during a Supreme Court hearing that that's all a bunch of legalese, and I don't want to think about that. I don't. You have no business being on the bench then. At this point, the cast and producers of that show can go to the corner and inseminate a bunch of husks like the Janai. Yeah, exactly. Jake Sisko should have written down how to make solar sails. Yeah, great point. That technology does exist. Well, let's be honest. The Romulan singularity drives still exist. They don't require dilithium. But again, these people don't even understand their own lore. They can't be bothered to look at a technical manual or find out how it works. It's all just, it's magic. It's just magic, and these magic crystals are what make it work. And when they're gone, the magic stops working, and there is no other option. Gotta run. Lots of folks to say hello to. Not much time. Take care, Belt Loop. Thanks for stopping in. The writer's room of any Star Trek show under Alex Kurtzman is a room full of of useful idiots. They're not even useful at this point. They're useless. And Tired Midnight Blogger has to get back to work too. I understand. We'll be wrapping this up very shortly. We're in the last quarter here. Hey, honest question for Troy. How cold is Chicago in March on average? Well, after the winters that we've been through, they generally tend to warm up. We're on the same latitude. No, latitude, longitude. Latitude. We're at the same latitude approximately as Minneapolis. And you know what Prince sang? Sometimes it snows in April. So you better believe that it can still snow in March. But usually February, late January and early February are the harshest, and it's beginning to warm up by March. But every now and again, you still get snow even as late as April. So yeah, I would at least pack a jacket and sweater just in case. But and before you leave, double check and see what the weather forecast is for that week. Um, uh, and let's see. Spock and Savik's son is rumored to have appeared in Otoy? What's Otoy? I don't know what that is. Let's see. I choose to think that most of Star Trek V was James Kirk's nightmare, except for the very beginning and the very end. That's so funny. Oh, thank you so much, Ruby Hoove. Ruby comes in and gifts a membership to Big Danny D. Welcome back to membership, Big Danny D. And thank you so much, Ruby Hoove, for the gifted membership. And the additional, you didn't have to do this, $2 super chat to say, it got down to 3 degrees in my area in PA. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. I'll tell you, it is currently, what is it right now? Oh, we're having a heat wave. It's 28 degrees right now in Streamwood, Illinois. But there you go. Don't forget Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sandra Day O'Connor. Both ladies had to make very difficult decisions themselves. And I looked up to them. Yeah. It's not because she's a woman. It's not because she's black. Ketanji Jackson Brown is just a dumb F because she herself is, you know? Two things can happen simultaneously. You could be a woman and black, and you can also be stupid. The first does not insulate you from the possibility of the second one. I came to like that theory. It makes the movie more palatable and explains the huge errors. I blame it on Kirk trying to sleep with a belly full of beans and burp. I love that. That is so funny. That is really, really good. Yeah. I know this ship like the back of my hand. Boing. Oh, gosh. Honestly, when you get right down to it, I don't have a great deal of problem with going past the same deck twice. That's a production error. That's clearly not canon. The existence of Cybok, fine. I can buy it. It's dumb, but I can buy it. I actually really like the idea of what's the name of that colony where Paradise City is, where the grass is non-existent and the girls have 3 breasts. I kind of like that idea, existing in that triangle between the 3. I thought that was a pretty good idea. Otoy, I think, was a fan film that William Shatner was actually in. Okay, I'm going to have to look into this because I don't know anything about it. Produced the Star Trek. Oh, they're the company that produced the Unification film. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know it by name that way. Okay, gotcha. That is very interesting. I learned something new. But it's colder than a baboon's ass on an iceberg. How many baboons find themselves on icebergs? That's Snorted Poopus might know a little bit more about that than I would. But thank you for the $2 super chat there, Geek Flag, what Nate knows. That is some good stuff. So what wasn't in the promo members, I have a video up for you. I hope you check it out. Just a little update welcoming the new members, and talking about just I'm gonna try doing this on a monthly basis going forward for the members to let you know what I'm thinking about doing going forward. So please check that out. If there are any suggestions from the members of a movie for Monday, I would love to see that. I'm going to put up a post specifically asking for suggestions for Monday. Friday, I need to start promoting this. I want to do another karaoke stream. So, and I'm going to try inviting a couple people again that I've had in the past I mean, anyone is welcome as a guest to come on and sing a song with us. But that's what I'm planning on doing on Friday for last call. My balls are very warm. Thank you very much. Lots of fun. Yeah, well, let's face it. Polar bears are built for the cold weather. I find it so funny whenever you see these climate activists showing shots of polar bears, and the poor things, the ice is melting and they're falling off into the snow, and it's like, do you understand that polar bears have lived in those conditions forever, and they occasionally go out into the water and go swimming, and they get back up on an ice raft or up on the shore and whatnot. And they go fishing. They actually go into the water to fish. They do that. I don't know. It's amazing. This idea that if all the polar ice caps melt, that all of the polar bears will die is kind of ridiculous. Polar bears are built for cold weather, and they survive and thrive in cold weather, but they will not die if the weather warms up. They are very, very capable of enjoying a wide variety of foods. They bears are opportunistic eaters. I suggest for Monday the movie Wrath of Khan. Not bad. Not a bad idea. Make sure when I do a post asking for suggestions in about 15 minutes, throw that one on there. Right now, Toronto's 25 degrees and a complete snowy whiteout going on. If you don't have anywhere to be, that's a lot of fun. I love snow. I love looking out the window at it, even going out and playing in it. But if you have to drive somewhere, not so much fun at all. So that is the show for today. That was my little WTF. Was this this reaction by William Shatner to Stephen Miller? I thought it was mind-boggling, but moreover, this whole Starfleet Academy thing is mind-blowing. I don't understand it at all. It is flippin' ridiculous. But I am going to try to get a couple projects done, get ready for a D&D game tonight. Looks like we have a DM for tonight. So assuming the other players are all in, we will be continuing our assault on Castle Strahd. And I got to start getting ready a Star Wars game for the same group to take over as game master after this game is over. So I want to thank you all so much for coming in and sharing this midweek liquid lunch with me. Stay warm. Take care of yourselves. Bundle up if you have to go out in it. Take care of and preserve your health. Stay hydrated. That's very important for all matters of health. Drink responsibly. I want you guys taking care of yourselves because I want you to be around for a very, very long time. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high